GA Recap Monday. I hope you guys are having a fantastic, magical, wonderful start to your week. I know I am. I'm exhausted. I was out of town all weekend visiting friends in Arkansas, and that is never like a relaxing weekend. Okay, it's always a relaxing weekend, but it's always like exhausting in the same note because we're up late and we don't see each other very often, and so we're always kind of like go big or go home when we're together. And it's just, we're just constantly go. We're always going out to eat, or we're running errands, or we're doing all this stuff. And then, you know, we stay up late because we don't get to spend a lot of time with each other. And there's far too much vodka involved for anybody to have time for. And it just, it's always exhausting. And then, of course, for me, it's like a 6-hour drive. And so I have 6 hours down there and 6 hours home. And it's just, but it's always refreshing to get away and nice to get away. And it was a productive weekend. We planned our vacation to Cedar Point. And if you don't know what Cedar Point is, you need to pause this video and look it up and come back to me, because Cedar Point is the be-all, end-all of amusement parks. It is a roller coaster capital of the world, and it is at the one of the top places on my bucket list to visit before I die. And we are going for my birthday in July, and it's also my friend Matt's birthday. We share the same birthday. So it's just really awesome that I'm going to get to go up there with him and his amazing partner, who's also named Matt. So they're Matt Squared. They're awesome guys, and they're just two of my closest friends, and I love hanging out with them, and I couldn't think of anybody else better to go to an amusement park with. Matt, Cedar Point is like our just dream. I mean, Matt used to work there. He used to operate one of the best roller coasters, if not the best roller coaster there, Top Thrill Dragster, which goes 120 miles an hour. It shoots 420 feet straight into the air, and it's over like that. I cannot wait. That is my bucket list. Like, that is my dream roller coaster to ride, and I get to ride it as many times as I want because we bought the VIP tour. And that means that we have a tour guide for 9 hours, and we do not have to wait in line for anything. We don't have to wait in line with all those basic bitches up in there. We get to go up the exit ramp and get on the ride. There's usually a bounty on your head by the time you leave the park. But, you know, sorry about your luck, Chuck. If you don't want to wait in line, then you pay the $450 freaking dollars and don't wait in line like we are. That's all I gotta say about that. But anyway, we're not here to talk about roller coasters and shenanigans and wild weekends. We are here for GA Recap Monday, where I recap the newest episode of Ghost Adventures. And this week, though, OMG. What the Hello Kitty did I just watch? Leslie's Family Tree Restaurant, Bobby Mackey's Round 2. This place is no freaking joke. It is nasty, nasty, nasty. I don't know as nasty as Bobby Mackey's, but it is up there. It is a strong second place. I can tell you that right now. It was purchased by the Broadhead family in the 70s, and there is an energy in those walls that cannot be explained. It is home to a series of negative attacks and attachments and oppression, and it has just got such a dark history. It had an underground, it did underground fighting, and it did a bunch of gambling and prostitution, and then it was built on grounds where Native Americans were killed, and we all know how well that goes over. I mean, nothing good ever comes from when you mess with Native Americans and you make them mad. They get evil and they get nasty, and they put some sort of hex and curse on you that you cannot even explain. And I think just the festering of all of that, and just the massive amount of spirits that are there and housed there, is just so unbelievably overwhelming that you can't even begin to fathom what is really going on. I mean, during walkthrough, not even lockdown, walkthrough, a physical handprint appears on a chick's neck. What the F? I was are you kidding? I was completely blown away. Literally, it just like somebody had pressed their hand against their neck. It was insane, and you could tell she was uncomfortable. Her heart was racing, and you could see it in her face, and she was getting flushed, and it was just overpowering and crazy. I knew then it was going to be one hello of a lockdown. So they begin lockdown with a seance with the family and Billy and Aaron. Jay is back at Nerve Center, and Ashley is actually on this lockdown, which is awesome because we all know that she does a lot of stuff. She's a still photographer for the Ghost Adventures crew, but we don't see her on camera very often. And Ashley was actually in the room during the seance doing Polaroid snap pictures to try to catch things on camera during the seance. And they begin the seance, and they immediately start getting EVPs that says, "I'm next to Bobby," which is one of the daughters that own the restaurant. And then the REM pod on the table behind them starts going off. It had not been doing anything the entire time, and all of a sudden starts going off. And so they start asking intelligent questions, and they start getting intelligent responses. Like, "Are you a male?" Light it up, yes. They answer yes. They get, "Do you want us to leave?" It answers yes. If if you're here, light it up with 2 colors. It lights up with 2 colors. So it's responding to them, and it's answering them intelligently, which is insane. And then when they say to walk away, it walks away. Then they end the seance, and they get the final EVP, which is, of course, get out. Following that, Ashley is taking pictures, and all of a sudden you can tell that something's not quite right with her, and she's really shooken up all of a sudden, and she's holding one of the Polaroids, and it appears to be being pulled. Like, you can tell that it's kind of bent down in a downward angle. Like, Ashley couldn't have done it with her finger by any means, and it was kind of being bent down at an angle, and it was really cold, and so obviously something was trying to take the picture from her. Shortly after that, kind of all hell breaks loose. Ashley starts getting really kind of shaky and almost panic-like and in a panic attack state. Zach starts getting really aggressive toward the spirits and provoking them, which is something he has not done in a very, very long time because of all of the negative attention it has given him in the past. He just doesn't really do that anymore. Before, he was all about provoking. When he first did Bobby Mackey's, I mean, he begged for them to do things to him. And this reminded me of that Zach. Like, we hadn't seen it probably since, I don't know, maybe Poveglia, but he really didn't really do a lot of provoking there either. But, I mean, I hadn't seen him really do that since, like Bobby Mackey's. And so they finally get Ashley out of there because she starts getting really disoriented and she can't even talk right. And so they get her out of there, take her back to Nerve Center with Jay to calm down, because if you guys don't know that Jay and Ashley are married, most of you know that, but for some people who are new, they may not. So they kind of let Jay take Ashley because she's going to obviously feel the most comfortable with her husband. And then Zach and Aaron go to... Billy stays back with Jay and Ashley. Zach and Aaron, they go to... or no, I guess Billy was with them. Billy was with them in the room, but Zach and Aaron go to the bathroom where another man has had a really negative experience, and he was actually burned, and there was pictures of that. And Zach was really provoking them to try to scratch him on cue, and they weren't getting anything. And finally, Aaron notices, and Billy notices, a scratch on Zach's back from the top of his shoulder blade down through his tattoo that he got as a signal, to signify his possession at Poveglia, through the skull of his tattoo and down to his other shoulder blade. And it was a single red scratch that formed instantly on camera. It had not been there before. He didn't do anything to bump into anything, and it instantly formed. And Zach was like overwhelmingly excited, because this is groundbreaking. When you can have something like that just appear and with no explanation, that is amazing. I mean, there's no greater evidence than something happening on camera right before your eyes. With the lights on, you can tell he didn't move. You can tell nothing changed, and it just appeared. And then they go back to Nerve Center, and they end lockdown with Aaron and Billy going down into the basement where the underground fighting ring was and where they did a lot of gambling. And just the environment is nasty. It's strong and overpowering, and they hear a strong male voice. And it was kind of their cue to hightail it out of there. And that's kind of where they ended lockdown. It was really fast-paced. It was really kind of just chaotic, and I think it was because of the energy. It reminded me of watching, Bobby Mackey's and Return to Bobby Mackey. It just reminded me of those episodes because of the negative energy, because of the way that they all kind of responded and things happened and everybody was involved. It wasn't like something just happened to one person. Everybody kind of was in on it, and it was just creepy. Like, it was just a scary episode. Not too many episodes like legitimately scare me, and this one really just gave me chills because it reminded me so much of Bobby Mackey's, and I didn't think that anything could nearly even get as dark as that. But this place, like I said, is a good, strong second. And Zach went on to say that for 2 days following this investigation, he had an oppressive attachment that caused him to have random outbursts at friends and family and coworkers and things like that. And he had to go through a series of cleansing because he kept having nightmares about being in a room with dead bodies, and he was having all of these things that we know can happen and when you're a victim of oppression. And so it goes on to show you that when you provoke it, it's at what cost. And I think that is maybe a reminder of why Zach had quit doing that, because of what could follow. And it sounded like really nothing good came from the lockdown. You know, yeah, he got really awesome evidence with this scratch, but then he had to pay the price by being in this oppressive state for a couple of days and having to be cleansed and blessed. And it's just dangerous, because it makes you wonder when is it going to be the moment where you get the attachment that doesn't go away. And that's something that they always, you know, strive to talk about and make aware. And so it was just one of those episodes that, you know, it really showed the true dangerous nature of investigation and just how dark a place can be. But I loved it. I thought it was an amazing episode. Of course, it didn't disappoint me, and it just makes me even more excited for next week. But that is all I have for GA Recap Monday. I will be back on Wednesday for GAQA What Should I Do Wednesday, where I answer all of your general, paranormal, and ghost adventures related questions that you guys can submit to me either on the Facebook page or on our YouTube channel, which, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel already, be sure to do so when you watch and like this video. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, much love and happiness. Have a great rest of your week. Bye!